Hey, what's going on, family? This is Todd from No Picks Podcast.
It's good, family. Joe, No Picks Podcast.
All right, so today, obviously, we have another clip from TikTok because why wouldn't we, right? All right, so today we got this old timer giving a transgender person the business. So we're gonna play a clip of it, and we are gonna react to the content. All right.
All right, let's see. Here we go.
Are women
Well, I'm
inside
telling
and
you, as a man, that's bullshit.
Uh-huh. Okay.
You know what? Nobody confronts your ass. That's the problem.
Really?
If they say,
Really?
what the
You want to bet?
what the fuck is
You know
going
what I
on?
have had
Do you
to
know how
live
many
with?
people you've embarrassed
Oh,
at City
wow.
Hall?
Me, an
They have to-
embarrassment to City
they
Hall?
have to
Really?
tolerate
You're an
that
embarrassment
shit.
to the city.
You are fucking nuts.
Let's wake you up
You
to the
are
truth,
nuts.
sir.
You're not a woman. You don't look like a woman. You
Uh-huh.
don't act like a woman.
Really?
You're fucked
Really?
in the head. What's
Oh,
wrong with
really?
you?
I'm fucking with myself.
Well, look at yourself. For Christ's sakes.
Really?
For Christ's sakes, who would want to even be close? My God,
Really?
it's horrible.
I don't know why.
You
Why
are not.
am I so
You
horrible
are
to
not
you?
a fucking chick.
Why am I so horrible to
Do you still have a dick?
You know what? That is none of your fucking business.
Do you think there's one person that really thinks that you're a chick?
I know a lot of people that agree with me and that accept me for who
Do you
I
know-
am. Trans women are.
Bro.
Yo.
OG woke up and chose violence, bro. He was like, no. OG. Yo.
Yo. All right. So my question to you, Joe, is was the old head tripping, or was he just like fed up with the current situation going on right now?
Oh, my. All right, so. Hold on, OG. I'm so. I gotta. Yo, OG snapped. Yo, bro went in, yo. All right. So I'm trying to make sure we have a constructive conversation without offending certain people. But I think that so first of all, he's an old head, right? So we
Right.
know old heads have no filter.
Right.
we know that old heads have been through a lot, have seen a lot.
Yeah.
Boy looked like he was probably born like maybe around the Great Depression in the early
He's
1900s. I mean, like,
definitely a
boy,
boomer.
boy, you know what I mean? So I think that the world has changed so quickly. Even since, let's say, since 2010, bro. I feel like every 10 years society changes significantly. And it becomes more liberal and progressive. It caters more to these like identity politics and these
Right.
like vulnerable demographics, and it's gotten worse and worse and worse. And we've talked about that. Like,
Right.
we've tried to correct some things from the past, but now we've overcorrected, and now we've radicalized some of these people and given them and now making them feel like they're super important or super exclusive or can't be touched or like have all these special privileges. So I think that OG is just, I don't know, man. Like, for someone like, I'm trying to figure out something to say that's not gonna, but I just feel like he's had it. Like, maybe he's heard this too much. I think he's like, F this, yeah, like, and he's like, I'm tired of this. You're sick in the head. Like, it's a lot, and I think that I wish that's one thing that that people who identify as trans would also understand too. That so much of this is new, right? And that you can't just expect people to just kind of hop on board and be with it and use your pronouns and call ourselves cis this and cis that. And it's not. It's going to be a slow, gradual process for for acceptance. And I think it's just this woman chose OG on the wrong day. He just let her have it, bro. He's like, yo, he just gave it to her, bro. He snapped. I'm gonna watch that one again on my own because it was funny. But so I think that maybe he's just had enough of this nonsense.
Right.
What you think?
Listen, this original gangster he seemed to be annoyed, bro. Like, he just seemed to be like flat out annoyed, right?
Yeah.
So, in general, right, like, this is my opinion on society today, right? The most polite people are the ones who pretend the best.
Right.
So, if all right, so like that person in that situation, no one would this wouldn't have been on the internet if that guy, would have pretended that 6'4" transgender female was just a flat out female. And they didn't have any masculine features or whatever. Because you could just look at that person and tell, like, bro, like, you got some masculine features. Like, I didn't even see his face or her face.
Right.
But you could just tell, like, the way her back looked was crazy. It was just like, okay, cool. Like, you look, let me, like, her frame looked like a male's frame.
Right.
So, but if you pretend that she was born a female and, she identifies as a female and you just, do business as usual, everybody looks at you as like, oh, you're some righteous person. And you're the good person. You're the protagonist. But if you point out the fact that, if you point out the fact that, yo, you know what? You're not a female. You're male. You're a male. I know you're a male. If I point that out, then I'm an asshole. So the old guy was an asshole for pointing that out. Although they both know the truth, he is an asshole for pointing out what the truth is. Yeah. So what would have made him polite and what's acceptable today in polite society is saying, hey, let's all pretend equally. And the response that you get from anybody in this movement or supporting the movement or whoever, if they have an issue with you pointing that out, they say, why do you care?
Right.
Well, apparently this dude cared. And he made it known that he cared, and he's not gonna play pretend with you, motherfucker.
Right.
I don't have any issue with that.
Oh man. Yeah. It's these conversations they're never easy to have. When we talk about like transgendered people, it's such a difficult conversation to have every time we have it. One, because we're like, okay, let's make sure we don't get canceled, right? Because they're very protected.
Well, this definitely not making it on TikTok. This is a rap.
Yeah, this is YouTube. Yeah, and I'm still trying to. That's why I'm speaking a little slowly because I'm like, let me not say anything. But this one's so tricky, bro. Because I think I've told you this, or I think you've known already. I've got I don't know how much I can share because I don't know who's looking at the channel, of course. But I've got a sibling who transitioned. Who was my sister, is now my brother, and has been my brother for maybe about 3 years, maybe. I think when he started taking testosterone to the hormones, hasn't had the reassignment surgery, but he's my brother now, right? And I remember sitting down with him and being like, listen, I'm talking to you because I love you, right? I was like, what's going on? And when we sat for like 5 hours, I'll never forget. We were sitting in the living room for like 5 hours, right? Because I'm like, I need to make sure that he was ready for this because this was before he started taking the steroids, the testosterone. Because I'm like, bro, are you sure? Like, are you sure? And he genuinely, in the bottom of his heart, he told me, listen, I felt like I was a man since middle school. He was like, if you look back at my video games, my gamer name was his name that it is now. He was like, it was a male name. He was like, for the longest time, I felt so awkward and uncomfortable in my body and I couldn't explain it. And I always just felt like I should have been a boy. Like I've always felt like a boy. And so I asked him, and and I was just like, listen, are you doing this because you think it's cool? Because it's a fad? Like, were you sexually abused? Were you touched? Like, were you exposed to something? Like, are you trying to be a man because you had a weak father and that maybe because he was, or are you, I don't know. I had to make sure I checked all the boxes. And, and that's the end of that story. But just to say, like, and I supported him because I'm like, well, listen, I guess I have another brother now and I still love you, like as long as you're not doing this for like attention or, because you want to go viral. And he wasn't even like that. Like he wasn't like on social media all about it. He wasn't he was really discreet with it. Right. Mm-hmm. But all I have to say is that it's complicated, bro. And I don't know. I truly don't know. And even having a sibling, I tell people like, listen, when I talk about transgender issues, I'm not out here being a champion or trying to fight hard for them or go hard to paint for them. But I do understand that it's complicated. And I know that someone that near and dear to me that I love identifies this way. And it hasn't been easy, but not everybody is like as accepting. Some people would have kicked them out the home. Like some people are homeless because they come out as transgender. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I tried to make sure it wasn't like gender dysphoria because that's a real thing. Gender dysphoria, it's a mental illness. And I don't think it was that either. So I guess it depends on case by case. But I think a lot of these dudes out here, a lot of these people out there, not my brother, are just lost, bro. Some of them are doing it because it's cool and it's the fad and it's trending. Some of them are
Right.
doing it because, you know what I mean? I think that some of them are just capping. Some of them are really just capping. I don't know what the percentage is though, but
Right.
it's confusing, bro.
When
It's confusing.
every time I think of transgender issues, right, I think of this episode of Family Guy I was watching, and what's his name? And somebody trying to scam me or something. Quagmire's dad was coming out as Quagmire's dad was coming out, and he's like, "Dad, are you gay?" And he's like, "No, I'm not gay." And he was like, his dad responded, like, "No, I'm not gay." He's like, "I'm actually a woman trapped in a man's body." And Quagmire looked at him. He was like, "Please just be gay."
That would be so simpler, right?
Just be gay,
yeah.
like, bro, like this is easy or whatever. So
Yeah.
he was like, the trans thing is just so confusing to me, bro, because like there's this dude that I know, and I don't want to call him out, but
Right.
there's a dude that I've met in the past. He's a brother of a friend that you've met, and he's a smart dude, right? He's a gay male and gay man, and he's a smart dude. I've met him several times. We've been cool. We had drinks together. We had great times together. That sounds not. We've had fun together, right? We've had drinks. We had good times. However, he's now on this whole thing. Like, okay, well, if you're born a man and you become a woman, you're a biological woman. And he was never like that before when I met him years ago, but now he's like that. And my whole thing is, in order to be accepted in polite society, you got to pretend that that's the case. And that's frustrating. So I would imagine an old guy like him, like, yo, I'm not fucking doing this shit, man. Like, I lived my whole fucking life a certain way. I'm not going to fucking change now, man.
Right.
So he like, fuck it. Like, if y'all want to cancel it, I don't know. I mean, it looked like that dude was probably the owner of the store or something like that. You know what I mean? Maybe he owned that store, and a trans person came in saying whatever. They try to record it or whatever, and maybe make the news. He's like, but listen, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm here. I got my family. I'm old as shit. I'm like fucking 75. I'm chilling, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck. And
yeah,
my issue with the trans community is that they want everybody to just have the same mindset.
Right.
And it's like, yo, you can't tell people what to think.
Right. And don't call me cis. I'm not cis male. I'm just a male. Before y'all was a thing, y'all had this language, I was just a male. I am still a male. Like, for me, like, it's like, don't call me cis. Like, I don't want that. You know what I mean? But that's how they label us. Cis male, cis female, like cis man or woman, I don't know, whatever the hell it is. But like, I'm not a cis anything. Don't add there's, you know what I mean? There's no need for that. I'm just a man. Like,
Right.
And I don't want to be called a cis male, bro. Like, I just don't. Like, for me, I'm like, don't call me that. And if you have to respect that boundary, just like you want me to respect yours, right? Like, okay, what do you want me to call you as? Because when I leave here, I'm never gonna call you that again. You know what I mean?
Right.
But while we're here, you gotta have, like I said, it's about being polite, right? It's like, it's interesting, bro. It really is interesting. Let me ask you a question though, because so just, I don't know the answer to this, but just generally thinking, like, so to be trans is basically setting life on like super hard mode.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're basically taking a life mode and the level of intensity and putting up to hard, off rip. So why do you think people choose this? Why do people choose to live life on hard mode?
Easy. I think they're attention whores, and
Yeah?
they want to be special. I mentioned this. Like,
Is it worth it though? Is all that attention worth it with everything that they go through? The
whether
suicide
it's
rates, the
negative attention,
violence,
whether it's negative attention or positive attention, these motherfuckers don't care, bro. Like, they just listen. This is also confusing to me, right?
Right. No, I know.
How do you explain a man identifying as a woman, but also wanting to be with women, not getting his dick cut off, and just having sex with women as a man, but identifying as a woman? How the fuck does that make any sense, bro? You're just a goddamn heterosexual man. But guess what? That's not enough for people today. They need to be identified as something else, something more special, something more different, something more unique.
Right. And it's
just a regular fucking dude banging chicks. A regular everyday dude banging chicks. But guess what doesn't make you regular? If you say, hey, I'm a man, but I identify as a woman, I'm a, you know what I mean, wear a bra, wear a dress, but when I link up with a chick, I'm going to use my penis to have sex with her. That makes you just a dude that just puts a goddamn dress on and bangs chicks. That's all that makes you. But today, it makes you something different, unique, and special. It doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Right. No, it doesn't make no sense to me either. I'm still trying to figure out why someone would intentionally live their life on hard mode. Like, if you could live your life any other way, why? Like, is it worth it? Like,
because you get the attention, bro. You get the gratification. You get the high fives from people. You get be like, oh, okay. Even the people who are not in that community, they look at you like, you go, girl. You go, bro. Good job. Good. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy. You know what's interesting? And I know in a previous episode when we talked about another topic, we talked about conspiracy theories, right? And there are some people who love conspiracy theories, right? So it's interesting that some people think that this transgendered movement and everything that's going behind, all the politics behind that, there's an agenda, right? That this is intentional. Because the moment Kris Jenner came out as trans, as Caitlyn Jenner, what did they give him or her? She was Woman of the Year.
Right.
She was on magazines as being a strong woman and Woman of the Year, and she was so brave. Like, don't you think that was like, there was something behind that, bro? That was like intentional. Like, I know it's tinfoil hat on right now, but like a move like that to just make Caitlyn Jenner Woman of the Year out of all the billions of amazing women we have in this world, just because they transitioned and then came out as trans, as a woman. How does that merit Women of the Year? How?
Because you got your dick cut off? Is that like?
I just don't understand. But that's what things like that make my ears perk and my eye. Like, I'm just be like, that's interesting. Yeah. Like, so you gave it to Caitlyn just for simply because she was brave enough to come out as trans, and that gives her a cover of a magazine as the strongest woman or a brave woman. Like, what? Really? That for me was so interesting because it almost felt like the media is just trying to force it down our throats. You know what I mean? They're really just trying to force it down our throats and make us accept it. And it's just like, this is such a complicated. Like I said, bro, every time we talk about this, I'm just like, it's such a weird space to have this conversation.
Because you know what time it is, because they're a very powerful group and they're very protected. Like I said, this is going to get banned. I'm not even posting this on TikTok. This ain't even going to make it on TikTok.
This ain't going to make it on TikTok, yeah.
Like, for real. Like, basically on TikTok, every video you post, you got to be like, just so y'all know, I love LGBTQ people. Like,
right,
actually,
pretty much.
Actually, I am trans, and it will fucking push your videos. You'll be on 1,000,000.1 views or whatever. But
yeah, I've always hated TikTok. I've told you that.
It's odd, bro. It's a very.
I know we get content from there, but as far as like, the culture and like the snowflakes and how liberal it is and all the echo chambers and how they cater to like all these progressive and stupid feminist values, and I'm like, I hate TikTok. Yeah, it's super liberal. It's pretty bad, bro. That's how I know I'm getting older and more conservative, because I'm hating TikTok and things like that. I'm like, I can't stand this anymore. But all right, well, listen, bro. I don't want to get too much deeper in the conversation because, like I said, I don't want to get into it. Like,
I'm probably canceled. You got a sibling that identifies as trans, so that saves you. But me, you probably gonna have to get a new nick. You probably gonna have to get somebody else to do this joint with you, because I'm gonna be canceled. So.
I can always tell people I'm not transphobic. I have one transphobic family member. You know what I mean? Like, you got that one black friend. I can always pull the card and be like, I can't be transphobic. I can't be. Yeah. How? So. Well, listen, I'm curious to see what the family has to say about this. Like, what did you got for? I'm telling you, I'm watching OG again because that clip, he was going in. That was funny. I'm glad you sent me that one. So, I'm gonna watch that again. But family, what do you guys think? Was OG just having a bad day? Do you guys sympathize with this frustration? Does it resonate with you? Are we still? How do you guys feel about not how do you feel about it, but what's going on with society, with the culture? Where are we at? Like, what's happening, man? We got migrants coming in. We got men who are women and women who are men. We got like, there's so much happening in this country, bro. They're teaching it in classrooms now. Good Lord, man. All right. You want to put the plug in for Saturday?
Yeah. We got live stream coming up Saturday, February 24th. All right. About 8 o'clock, 8-ish, right? Maybe 8:30 or whatever. We didn't figure that part out yet.
We'll set a time. You'll get a notification.
Listen, this will be our first live stream, and hopefully y'all can come support, join us, comment, and if y'all insult me, I'll definitely be insulting y'all back.
No, don't feed the trolls, bro. You know they're gonna come out. You know the trolls are always gonna be in there, bro. We gotta have moderators kicking people out. Like, we about to be funny.
I'm here for it. I'm like, F
We
you, F
ready.
you too, motherfucker.
Yeah, so Saturday evening we're gonna go live, and we're gonna figure out a theme or questions to talk about, or maybe we're just gonna whatever, just chime in, come in and have a conversation with us. If there's anything you want us to touch on, let us know beforehand. Let us know too. But if not, we will see you Saturday. It's been real. Like, subscribe, and until next time, family.
Till next time.
All right.